2023
Welcome, friends. Let us look
KCSE
at
Math
question
Paper
21,
2.
2023,
Question 21.
Paper 2.
Linear Programming,
An
Form
express
4.
train operates between two towns. A train pulls X coaches on first class and Y coaches on economic class. Each first class coach can hold 72 passengers, while each economic class can hold 120 passengers. You are told to write an expression inequality that express the following conditions for a trip made by the train where the total number of coaches used was less than 10. Now this is form for work in linear programming. So we have many things here we have to look at. X is for the first class and Y is for the economic class. So you're told to write an expression for total number of coaches used was less than 10. So if you take the X and the Y, it should be less than 10. So you write X plus Y should be less than 10. That is how you write that expression. Then Roman 2, train was pulling at least one coach, first class coach, at least one first class coach. It means that the first class coach should be greater than 1 or equal to. So you say X should be greater than or equal to 1. Then the number of economic class coach were more than the number of the first class coach. Yeah. So the number of economic, and economic is represented by Y. So Y is greater than X. That is the third expression. Now, total number of passengers exceeded 360. Total number of passengers. Remember we said it is written that the first class coach can hold 72. And the first class coach is represented by X. So we have 72X plus the Y, which for the economical class, it is carrying 120. This one, total number of passengers exceeds. The meaning of exceed is that this one should be greater than, combined, they're supposed to be greater than 360. Now you can make this equation more even simpler by simplifying by a common number, which can go into all of them, which is 24. So we are going to have 3x plus 5y is greater than 15. So this one is the expression for that part. So part B, you are asked to represent the inequalities in A above on the grid provided. So this one were the inequalities. So let me just do the working here, and we see the first equation where you are told that X plus Y is greater than 10. So you are just going to draw a small table having X and Y. Then you ask yourself, what happens if X is 0 for the first equation? This one I'm doing for X plus Y is less than 10. So if I substitute 0 here, Y will become 10. And if I substitute a 0 in Y, also X becomes 10. Just 2 points are enough. 2 points are enough, or the third point you can use just to confirm if your answer is correct. Then for the second inequality, we have that X is greater than 1. So for that, it means that any value, remember it's on the x-axis, so any value between 1 going all other side should be, that is, it is more easier. So we'll just look at it. So let us see for the Y is greater than X. This one is the same as Y is equals to X. So if I have X and Y, if X is 1, Y has to be 1. If X is 10, Y has to be 10. And for the last equation, 3x plus 5y is equals to 15. I can have x and y. Then if I give x 0, it means that x is 0, therefore y will become 3 if you substitute. And if y is 0, x becomes 5. Substitute there because I divide both sides by 3. So I have my points, and these points are the one I'm going to represent into my graph. You can see the graph is there. So for the first one, you are told that if x is 0, y is going to be 10. So just put a mark here. Then if x is 10, y is 0, so you put there. Then you join your point. After joining, you can say that this one it is x plus y is equals to 10. Then the second one, you are told that x is equal to 1. So we look at the x-axis, then we come at 1 here. So we are just going to draw a straight line on this part. So for this equation, you are supposed to be using broken lines. Then this straight line, because it is a continuous one, we'll just say that x is equals to 1. Then let us look at, so this is line y is equals to x. Then on to the last equation, y is equals to x is 0, y is 3. So you see x is 0, y is 3. So it is there. And x is 5, y is 0. So I just need 2 points. Then I join these 2 points here. That one also has to be broken. So after you break it, you can write the equation there. This one, it is 3x plus 5y is equals to 15. So it's now time to see on which side to shade. If you look at your equation, you can just confirm that if x plus y is equals to 10, you can just put even here a 0. You take x to be 0.0 and y to be 0. So if you add 0 plus 0, it's 0. So it means that indeed 0 is less than 10. So we are going to shade any side on the 10 side, on this side, on the side that lies outside the boundary. So it is a matter of shading this side. Like that. Then we look at the other one. X is equals to 1. So if x is equals to 1, we are going to shade outside, because anything from 1 going to the x-axis should be the wanted side. So we are going to shade the unwanted side. And I think if you use that idea, you are also going to shade for xy. Realize it is falling on the outer part, like that. So that is how it's supposed to be. And now this one becomes your region, the wanted region. That is how it is supposed to be. Then the last question, I told the coach, here's the equation. So let us try and do it. So the x that carries 72 passengers is 3,000. The y that carries 120 passengers, it is 1,000. So if you do out this working, multiply this and this, you're going to have your answer. So this is optimization. And to solve out this, you have to go back to the graph and use any method. You can either use search line method or inspection method to find the greatest maximum possible